try to aid in the healing through the Israeli musical performance that we'll all share later this evening. But unfortunately, we all know that the realities faced by the tiny state of Israel, surrounded by enemies on all sides. We're reminded of the quote by the late Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir nearly 70 years ago. We'll only have peace with our enemies when they love.
I stand with you, the United States Congress stands with you, and the American people stand with you.
El Rahum V'Chanun, God of Israel, our rock and our redeemer, caring and compassionate one, in prayer and supplication, we come before you to ask for the return of the remaining hostages, who were viciously uprooted from their homes and taken as hostages to an evil foreign land on the day of Simchat Torah 1 year ago. We beseech you, compassionate Father, bring them aid, bolster their spirits and protect them. Speedily return all those still alive to their families and
They are here. We were assured that they entered our house. No, we were there. We were sitting on the bed or on the floor, and we didn't know what to do. Me and Shalom always sit in front of each other. He was sitting behind, under the window. I was sitting next to the door. We didn't know what to do, but we were both afraid something will happen, and we didn't know what. But we told the kids to not speak, and ever since then, for the next 6 hours, we didn't make any sound. We were either texting each other or, hand motion or pretending as we know how to read lips, but then that was very hard. And we were looking at each other, not knowing what to do. And I was texting in our group, says, now they're in our house. And again, one of my neighbors says, who? And I didn't answer because I was not sure. I didn't know, I didn't want to frighten anyone, and because my neighbor who says, please don't spread any panic, I didn't know, and I didn't want to spread any panic because I didn't know what's wrong and what's not. And Geva always says that when we heard everything shaking, and we heard things falling down, he heard 3 steps, and he's waiting for the 4th one to enter our room and open the door and get into the room. So we were sitting there for so many hours, not making any sound because we were sure that they're just around or outside of our door in our house, waiting for us to make some noise so they can get in and murder us. What we did hear, beside those steps, we heard people walking on our head. So we heard them walking on our roof. Now, in the same time we're hearing this, we're hearing yelling and shouting in Arabic, and of course, Allah Akbar, and what we heard is a lot of shooting. Now, you should understand that the way that they use the guns, their machine guns, is different than the IDF. And probably every single male that was in the army or in the combat unit said after that he knew something wrong and something different happened because the way that they're using different weapons, but they're using it on automatic. So that was on my head for many hours, while the IDF shoots 1 bullet at a time to make sure they're pointing it to their target, and then 1 at a time. So it's different ways of using guns. So just imagine they're walking on our heads, and we're hearing this the whole time. And I'm hearing the same thing from my neighbors, and we were texting, and I'm saying, you have people on your roof, and she's saying, no, you have people on your roof. So we're understanding that they're on both roofs. What I'm thinking happened is when they murdered our backyard neighbors, is they saw that for some reason our house is a little bit higher than the other, hills surrounding the roofs, and they were there for many hours, about, I think, until 1:30 p.m. or 2 o'clock. They were there. We heard them. They were surrounding our house. They were above our head. And every time they walk and pass the window, the safe room window, which is metal, they bang on it because they wanted to tell us that they know we're there, and they know that it's going to frighten us, and they knew that we're going to sit there not knowing what to do. But for us, it was as if they're saying, wait for us until we come, because we're going to get you. And of course they knew we were in the house. They were on the roof. They saw the air conditioning works. They saw the cars in the parking lot. They knew we're there. They used our faucet for water. They either drank or water, and we were there inside the safe room with no water and no food. So we heard them using our water, and the kids are looking at me, and they were hungry and they were thirsty. And first hours, we'll look at them and we said, probably the next hour, pretty soon. We were trying to comfort each other, saying, okay, we hear the IDF is coming, which took him forever to arrive. Okay, somebody says we can go. But since we heard them all over us, we didn't leave the room. And we